data consultancy services for 2 years, after which Anush Bhaiya went on to join the renowned IIT Kanpur for his masters. He is currently working as senior signal processing and machine learning engineer at ATC Labs Noida. I would like to welcome Anush Bhaiya on behalf of Team SciCell and Center for Alumni Affair and International Relation. We are all eagerly waiting to hear from you, Bhaiya. Also, the this particular topic of artificial intelligence is very much new to the non-circuital branches. So please walk us through. Please take over.
Thank you, Meenakshi, for this kind introduction. Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining this meet. Uh, I would like to have this meeting as more of a question and answer type of interaction, more of an interactive kind of meeting where you also ask the question whenever you need to ask. I will answer those questions with full of my knowledge and capability. So at present, I'm working in Audio Technologies and Codecs Labs in Noida. It is a US-based company as a senior digital signal processing engineer. Now, many of you might not have heard what is digital signal processing. Might be only the ECE people have heard this name if they had studied DSP subject or the communication subject in their BTech, means second and third year they had studied. Meenakshi, is this means multi-branch or only EC guys are present in the meeting? Because then I have to follow more of a general approach because signal processing might be very new thing for them.
All branches are there, Bhaiya.
Okay,
Mechanical,
then I
civil,
will.
computer
Okay, then I
science.
will do a general approach. Okay, so first I should start with what is signal processing in general. Uh, like like I am speaking to all of you, and you people are hearing out there on your speakers, and you are also watching me live on through video conferencing. So these are actually digital signals because machines that we are using like computers, smartphones, all the electronic items, all the electronic gadgets in particular, these are digital machines. So they work on digital signals or digital data like binary data only. Now, the human, what we speak and the natural noises and also the man-made noises which they come out, they are actually analog in nature. But we have to convert this into digital domain first, and then we can process it further for any kind of activity like to use in it machine learning or deep learning models or for any kind of further processing like sending it on the communication channel. So uh, take an example like this example only, this video conference where I am speaking to all of you, and I am speaking in analog. My voice is in analog signal if you set a graph of it, but the microphone is converting it into digital signal and then moving it forward to the communication channel, and thereupon when it is received on your end on your device, it is again converted back from digital to analog so that you can hear it in the most natural way. So since many people are not from ECE, so there is a device known as ADC, analog to digital converter, which is fitted onto this microphone and also in the system. And another device like DAC, digital to analog converter, which does this thing, analog to digital format and digital to analog format. Now, coming on to the digital signals, taking this very example of video conferencing, here the audio and also the video signal, both are digital signals. They are being processed, means getting they are processed in your system before sending it onto the communication channel, and then again they are reprocessed at your end, and then it is shown on your screen and coming out of your speakers. Now this whole thing involves a process, signal processing, which we call it in technical term as codecs, like encoding at the transmitter and decoding at the receiver end. So I will not go into much detail. Like uh, you can say that lot of data is being generated in this conferencing, but the bandwidth is restricted, means the communication channels like the whatever we are using, the internet service provider, what they are giving the bandwidth, they are limited in size. They can support up to a certain limit of data. So these encoders and decoders or the codecs at the transmitter and receiver end, they compress it, send it, then again they decompress it, and then you people are seeing and hearing out. Now, with this example, I would like to introduce the application of artificial intelligence in this very video conferencing. You all must be aware of the fact that in our own country also, not everyone is privileged to have a good internet connection or a high speed network with a good bandwidth. So in these cases, there is a loss of data, whether it be audio data or whether it be a video data. So those networks which are very poor connection problems or lower bandwidth or lower bit rate, there the receivers doesn't have a good quality of end user experience or a good quality of image, videos, or even the audio. So here, one of the application of artificial intelligence or machine learning, but in particular the deep learning comes into play. Here, now why we should use this deep learning networks and all. In the past research, many conventional algorithm has been worked out to solve this kind of problem. One of which I had already told you about this video conferencing on the lower bitrate or lower bandwidth networks, low speed networks in particular. So here what the solution which is not provided by the conventional algorithms, conventional DSP techniques, this has been solved up to a certain extent by using the deep learning models. So what they do is that there is a particular network known as GAN, generative adversarial network, where the model is trained in which there are two types of, let's say, uh, two types of system working upon in the GAN. One is generative network. So like based upon the input it is receiving, it will generate a new kind of data. And the adversarial or the discriminator, what we can say, it will discriminate it with respect to the already the real data, whether the data is the data generated by the generator is real or not. So this kind of training happens, and the GAN network, what it does is it generates the data, even it can generate the missing lossy data and all, whatever get lost in while getting transmitted through any kind of communication channel. So one of the application is this, uh, like at present, NVIDIA has launched one Maxine AI based video conferencing, which is working at very low bit rate and delivering a good quality of video and audio in the audio conferencing platform. There, the low now you people we might be wondering what is bitrate. See, as I told you that digital signals are sent in the digital format, that is the binary format, 0 or 1. Nothing else. Computer understand only this kind of language, 0 or 1, binary language. So bitrate means how many bits we are transmitting per second. So high bitrate means the receiver is receiving the large number of data in terms of bits, and then after processing, the quality of audio or video or both in this video conferencing is good. But due to that low level or low quality, degraded quality of networks, there is a loss of this data while getting transmitted from transmitter to receiver end. Here, what the GAN can do in particular, or the deep learning or AI can do in particular, is that it can regenerate those data which has been lost while getting transmitted. So the quality gets enhanced and kind of, you can say, it resembles the original which was being sent. So here, this is one of the applications which I would like to tell you. Now, at present, I am working in R&D team and developing a audio classification using DSP techniques and deep learning models. Now you will be wondering what is audio classification. Like there are audios like I am speaking. This is a speech. You people might be you listening to music. Though there are different genres of music like pop, rock, classical, and all. Now within uh, speech, like what I am speaking, there are like speech is there, then sometimes silence also comes. So these kind we can characterize them into a classes. Like speech is there, silence is there, some kind of noise is coming, sometimes music is coming, something music, if we go into further, different genres of music are coming. So here the audio classification bit can be used to classify these into their particular categories to which they originally belongs. This doesn't happen with the while using the DSP techniques. Many had used it, many papers are there, but they only work for smaller data set, not for a larger data set. I mean, that they cannot be generalized for the whole globally or even for our country. So the deep learning models comes into play, and they had done a quite tremendous amount of job while classifying the incoming data into their audio classes. Like you must be in your uh, laptops or desktop, you must be having like Dolby and DTSX, like a kind of audio processing softwares. So there is one means option to choose that it does it automatically. So that is actually it is doing is in behind is it is automatically detecting which kind of audio is coming in as input, and then it is choosing that particular profile. Like like in this example I am speaking, so my speech should get enhanced. The noises, other noises, and any other kind of audio coming into play should get depressed. Like if we are listening to music, then again that music should get enhanced. Means there should be high fidelity of the delivering device. Means high fidelity means that that the device which is delivering like the speakers which are delivering the audio should have the should it resemble like the person or the orchestra or anything is standing in front of you. Means the speaker are able to mimic the real condition, real time scenario when you are hearing it. I'm telling you in the audio terms. Now this, so we are doing this so as to have a good end user experience and also to contribute to the development of ECE domains in particular and engineering in general. Now there is also a domain where video and images come, that is the computer vision. Now everyone in your smartphone, when you try to click a picture, so there the face detection comes, the faces get encircled in the squares or rectangles, whatever. So how does they do that? How is this smartphone capable of targeting that particular this image is of a face of a human face? So these are actually the outcome of the machine learning model. First the signal processing, then the machine learning model we apply to detect it, to detect any face or maybe any object like the autonomous vehicles are there, Tesla and the Google, even in India companies are working on it, technology. So there the camera fitted on the car, it classifies the objects into various categories like whether the object is moving or not, whether the object is human, animal, or artificial object is there, or the road is empty or road is uh, full of traffic. Everything is detected on the real time data which is coming from the camera fitted onto the car, and then those things are actually guiding the car to take which to either to stop or to accelerate or to move in a slow pace. Means something they means these things are for control system. They do they take the action for what to do with the car. I'm telling this about autonomous cars. So again, like in images, like we can say, for example, like face detection is also currently being used for surveillance on any particular people or maybe on the general public also. Like they detect who is passing from where, like they are also detecting on the traffic violations. So here the images or the real-time videos are being captured and then they are processed by the machine learning algorithms, and then the decisions are being taken as who is there or what means what is the car number who is violating the traffic rules and all. So here the artificial intelligence is being applied after the signal processing. So like there are lots of work going on at present. New and new models of deep learning is coming onto play, which are getting enhanced and working great in comparison to all the previous models, but they are currently in research. So might be in some time they will come out into the consumers. So if you have any question, you can ask relating what I told.
So, Bhaiya, the 3D hologram projections that they do nowadays in the conference and all is an application of the same.
3D, yes, signal processing is there. And one of the application of machine learning or the deep learning was that to convert a 2D image into 3D image. That is also being worked out. Those which you are telling that they have a special kind of equipments camera to get a 3D projection of the human or the input and then kind of project it. But using artificial intelligence also we can convert a 3D image in general into a 2D image in general into a 3D. Means third dimensional will be predicted by the generated by the AI or deep learning models.
Bhaiya, what are the areas which students can explore who are in the branch of electronics and such circuitry
The
branches? Which areas?
EC EC people can work on DSP and they can do it for both audio signal processing or video signal processing. At the end, they both are signals. Uh, like in CS also, computer science branch, they work on computer vision, like the object detection, face detection. So event detection like this means what kind of event is happening. The computer will process it and then it will give you that this event is happening or that event is happening. Some that can be used like if accident has happened, nobody is there, then computer can try to process it and tell and raise the alarm that accident had happened and it needs to be attended. So these kind of things can be made, and there are various student projects also available, so they can do that and learn more about signal processing and machine learning or deep learning. And scope of this DSP engineering in general and DSP plus ML in particular is getting enhanced in India day by day and also globally, because see this audio video field won't go from human lives. It has become a part of human life. So everybody wants a good kind of experience while they are calling, like telecalls or having a video call or video conferencing. So AI is for being used to further enhance this kind of activities, this kind of end user experience.
Bhaiya, what sparkled interest in you to explore this domain?
Actually, I have a great interest in ECE. That's because of which I took ECE branch, and DSP comes under the ages of ECE, and machine learning is the hot topic. Everybody is working on it, applying it into their own domain, like stock markets. They are also applying for predicting the stocks, whether it will go up or down. In the medical field also, like ECG is there, EEG, MEG. These are also signals, and in the end, they are measured using the medical devices, which in turn are electronic devices only. So again, these biomedical signals are getting processed using DSP algorithms only, and like where the even doctors doesn't are not able to conclude or not able to see, there these machine learning algorithms are able to predict that okay, this kind of problem can be there, this kind of means like they had used for this corona also machine learning. They are also using machine learning for means making new medicine ingredients, like what should be mixed in what proportion to make a new ingredient which will be helpful for any kind of disease which they are targeting. So machine learning is more of a general interdisciplinary branch which can be applied, like in civil also. They can machine learning can predict a good structures, viable structures, given the amount of means funds or something like all the input that needs to be gone into for the construction. So this machine learning is a very wide range application area. My interest went into this because I was reading about it during my MTech, and I got felt that I should work on this because it is solving the problems which the conventional algorithms are not able to solve. And also I wanted to work on something, uh, develop something which should go to the end users for the means for industry. What I did in IIT during my MTech was academic research. But what I am doing here is an industrial research that will go into the consumer, so that will make impact in the others, like those who are using the technology.
Bhaiya, after you had realized this has your interest, what were the steps that you took to take it forward as a career?
I started reading about these things and also started applying for the means those companies who are working in this area. And signal processing was one of my choices because its scope will never end. As I said, audio and video will remain forever and will remain the part of the human's lives. So at present also a lot of work needs to be done to have a great end user experience in terms of audio or in terms of video or in terms of both, like what we are having here at present, video conferencing. And one of the application, as you were told, is the 3D projection, where the person gets virtually present with means his full body gets projected into the meeting. And also like in any virtual kind of environment, like something Reliance Jio was also developing, or I think they are developing now also. Maybe they will release in future. So they are developing a platform where virtual meeting is being held and all the people are present there in virtual, like meta what they are doing. So here every first the input is being taken as signal. So a signal processing technique needs to be used to get the features out. Now those features should be strong, that is able to differentiate and discriminate between the two objects, and then those things are learned by these AI or ML or DL, deep learning models. So in the end, uh, the processing again, see the after receiving those things, like in even in the video conferencing, those things might degrade because loss can happen while getting transmitted, as I said before. So again, signal processing and coming into play. Again, AI is coming into play. So these had become the part of our life, whether we are using any uh, smartphone or any laptop or anything, any electronic gadgets. And in India also, AI plus DSP plus AI job profiles are there. Many companies are started to working in this domain in India also, and in world like in US there are multiple good options are there to work. And scope is just getting in, that what I am trying to say.
Bhaiya, what were the challenges that you faced initially when you entered into the stream, and how did you overcome them?
One of the main challenges is like when you are developing let me focus on what I am doing at present, audio classification model, so that the audio gets classified into their different classes. Now here the one of the main thing is that we need to have a good quality input data for training. So in my case, I needed audio signals, means pure audio signals. In those what we are using means listening to like MP3, they are actually compressed. They have some losses. We cannot use them. So I had to use them. So I had to get it. So some I got it from the company, some I had to search and download, and Then the second problem which I faced was the tagging of this. Like when I have a speech, so I should tag them as a speech. When I have a music, I should tag them as a music. If I go further into the music, which kind of genre it has, if it is classical, then I should get it tagged. Then if there is noise, and if the speech is like speech is noisy, or that noise is degrading the quality, then whether I am getting any intelligible audible output from that kind of input, audio input or not, that I had to clarify and then move forward with that. If the data which I am getting is less, then I should means I can generate artificial synthetic data also, which we call is as a data augmentation. So this was one of the challenge. Then we have to apply the DSP techniques, digital signal processing techniques on this audio data. Now the techniques which we use, we take it, some are time domain and some means temporal domain, and some features are obtained from frequency domain characteristics of the particular audio signal. Now, EC people might able to understand the frequency domain and all these things. A temporal domain, I can say that it temporal domains means time domain, means the signal which we are getting is in time, and then we are further processing it using the Fourier transform and all and other techniques to into the frequency domain. So we have data in both the domains. We can use those data to generate features, different kind of feature, which is able to extract the information, and which those information should be able to discriminate between the two classes. They should help and enhance the means deep learning models to get a good prediction. Correct prediction means their accuracy should get enhanced by using these DSP techniques. Now, after getting all those features from the audio, next thing we do is to choose a model which will work based on what we are expecting. So now we had to train, we had to read about those networks, learn about them, then try them with the existing database and their features. Try to test it so that we can know whether it is working fine or not as per our expectations. Then after choosing particular model of deep learning, any model, after that, again, we have to test with their hyperparameters, changing the number of layers, the number of means the cost function, and means all the hyperparameters which we can change. And then after that, observing the outputs, analyzing them, then we move forward to have a final model. Now this model will get deployed in the company's products, where the profile of the incoming video will get automatically selected, and the end user experience will be good based on the profile selected, so that the users can experience that he or she is sitting in front of the speaker or the music orchestra or in the audience. Means his user experience get more towards the reality than being a virtual one.
Vaya, where does India stand compared to other countries in the field of artificial intelligence and signal processing?
In see, going by the signal processing and all these codecs, uh, like one of the codecs means I'm telling with respect to all of the branches where the codecs play. Like when you are calling using your phone to call anybody, there the transmission is being done using the codecs. They transform the incoming digital signal, which is coming from your voice, into compressed form. Like at present, we are using EVS, Enhanced Voice Service Codec. So those things means there, I think there is a contribution of Airtel in that EVS codec, that HD voice calling. And if going by the, if you we go into the history of this codecs and all, then there had been major contribution of NRIs there, like Vishnu S. Atal and many other have done a great work in like linear predictive coding, discrete cosine transform, modified discrete transform, cosine transform. These are being used for compressing the audio so that the loss is minimum, bit rate required, transmission bandwidth required is minimum, and the end user experience is good. In India, we don't have any kind of particular codec that we have developed at present. But yes, there are work going on in the different academic institutions, research institutions, and also in different private companies, whether Indian or foreign MNCs. But I would say that we are not at the top, but we can be at the top if we work hard and smart with, because we have the talent and the resources. And regarding artificial intelligence, machine learning, yes, work is going on in various fields, not just in signal processing, in various fields where Indian companies are doing great, and also the Indian employees of foreign MNCs, those who have offices in India with research teams, they are also doing good. So many of the products which goes into the final production line are being made in India. But lots needs to be done to put India at the top spot.
Bhaiya, with regard to what you just said, do you see a scope for student startups to come up in this field?
Yes, they can come up definitely because the capital investment, if you go by the software, signal processing and AI is actually a software, then the investment is also very less. And if they know the basics and they have come up with the idea, whether it in the audios domain or in the video or image domain, definitely they can do, means their product can be a success in the market. So with the means this is this domain is like which it doesn't involve much investment if you're going doing it by the software, and if you do it by the hardware, then of course it involves investment. So, and also all the things are present in the internet. You can Google it and read about it, take the idea. You can read about the research paper, what the state of the art research is being on globally and also in our country. So there is a lot of scope regarding this. Many companies are actually working. So a startup can work upon anything to enhance the existing thing or make a new thing, and then they can sell it. That's what my company is also doing here. That we are developing it from scratch, and then we will put it as a part of one of our products.
Bhaiya, can you throw a little more light on the application of this in civil engineering department?
Civil engineering, like AI can be used for like prediction purposes, or like again signal processing can be used to play, like if there is an old structure, then there are some, I think some sensors are there which sends the electromagnetic waves or something is there, then the output received can be processed, and then using the AI we can know whether there is an internal crack which is not uh, visible from outside, or whether the interior structure not visible from outside is deteriorating. For new structure, the machine learning can be used, or I think it is being used to model new kind of structures, infrastructure, like a new building or bridges and all, so that it become it can be constructed in the least amount of time with the least resources, but the quality of the construction should be at par with the good ones. That can be used, I think, like uh, you can do it using GANs only, generative adversarial network, where you can give uh, all those structures images, those who you think are good, means great structures, great buildings, and then the GAN model will output you a new structure based on what it has received. means based on what data it has been trained upon. And also various internal fabrication and other things can be done with this.
Thank you for answering that, Bhaiya. I'm sure you have ignited some spark for interdisciplinary projects. Bhaiya, in the field of defense, what would be the application of this?
In the field of defense, like uh, during night, means when there is dark, so like the night vision cameras are able to capture the means good images, not they are not the best, so that can be enhanced using AI and signal processing. Again, like with the advent of stealth fighters, stealth bombers, means fifth generation aircraft, sixth generation aircrafts, even our country is also building one. So their radar signature is very low when they are caught by those electronic surveillance, those who are at the borders. So the person who are involved in this and even the computer are not able to predict whether the incoming is a small object or a bird or a big fighter aircraft or even a stealth bomber. So there the machine learning can be used to predict that whether it is actually a bird or actually a small civil aircraft or whether it is a enemy's fighter. Uh, then in the precision strikes, uh, again object detection can be used for pinpointing the object which needs to be targeted by the armed forces. So it will enhance the and make the precision ammunitions or missiles more precise than ever. And another application is that with the advent of laser coming into play in the defense scenario, uh, like if one is targeting drones, so the AI can be used to structurally uh, analyze those drones where their weak spot is, and then the laser can be targeted that particular spot so that with minimum time the laser can destroy that incoming enemies drones or even the aircrafts, and even the laser can be used on the ships on board. And currently what I had read that AI is being used for signal intelligence, the signal that the army gets from satellites or from radars, sonars of the submarines and other things. So signal intel, because you have lot of data in signal intelligence, but the kind of intelligent data or the kind of useful data that we have is very less. So this artificial intelligence can pinpoint this that this particular can be of useful, can be of use to armed forces in taking any kind of a strategic decision. So yes, they are using it in the, and also like in satellite imagery also the again the AI is being used to enhance it and to identify it. Like in drones, the predator drones, those who are able to kill those who are being used for destroying the enemy targets, they are actually able to target the particular enemy objects by identifying it. So they are already in use, and even in India they are getting means DRDO has developed and they are on board on Indian made weapon systems. Like one more thing is that in tanks, uh, the laser range finder and the means driver digital sight, there they can be used uh, to identify any kind of enemy tank so that they can be pinpoint they can be destroyed with a pinpoint accuracy. Because during this uh, warfare, if you had seen movies or maybe you are reading about the what is happening at present, the tanks have the smoke generator, so they create a smoke kind of window and protect themselves and with by hiding behind the smoke screen. Now the AI can be used to detect whether an object is there behind that screen or not. Even this work is being done at present. it is similar to the concept that in foggy places, in foggy regions, whether there is something behind the fog or not, like when a car is driving or a train is running. So one can know using the AI that predict using the AI that whether there is an object behind the smoke screen or whether there is an object behind the fog by using the amount of information that is available. So here the AI is being used.
Good evening, Bhaiya. My question is how the subject of signal processing influences the space photography.
Space.
Photography.
See the what the image is being taken by the satellites. Sometimes they means you can think that you are on a plane and you are watching the whole of the earth. So might be say something other, means you are predicting that your prediction is getting incorrect. So in these kind of scenarios, the uh, AI can predict, classify them as a particular object. Like I'm telling you in the defense domain only, those the spy satellites. So those can detect any movement of like arms and ammunitions being carried upon by the trucks or trains. Trains carrying the soldiers or trucks carrying the soldier or any tanks being moved upon. So these can be categorized. Even so much AI application has been researched and developed and is in practice at present that the satellite images can means can be used to predict what type of tank is that, whether it is a particular model 1 tank or whether it is particular model 2 tank, how many numbers. Just by putting the image into the AI processing, it will give you the output. There is no manual intervention needed here. So space technology can be is also getting enhanced with this AI applications.
Bhaiya, does the artificial intelligence is also used in probes or space hotels like Voyager?
What your voice was not. Can you please repeat?
Does the uh, importance of artificial intelligence influences vehicles, space vehicles like Voyager?
Huh?
Hello?
In space vehicles like Voyager, you are telling. Hello.
Yes, Bhaiya, you are audible.
Okay, okay. See, uh, till now, AI is not that means they can be used, but internally they are being used. Means in the systems and all, they are being used. Like they are not using it above the means in the space. They are not using so much of AI what we are using on the Earth. Might be that for Voyager they are using building some kind new kind of a thing. So which can maybe say some meteor is coming, so they are able to track it, and also they are able to track their own like Voyager, and they means the boat should not collide. So the trajectory of that meteor or something or some, let's say any kind of there is space trash all over in the upper atmosphere in the space above the Earth. So AI can help to predict the trajectory of those trash or maybe incoming meteors or anything which can disturb the trajectory of the Voyager or maybe cause damage to it. So there might be they are working on that.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya. Anupa, have you do you have any other questions?
Yes, yes. We have a few more questions from our participants. Bhaiya, is there any risk involved in this technology? We hear that signals harm birds. Is there an impact of this on biodiversity?
Signals, actually, what you are telling is that those are electromagnetic signals. Those are wireless signals like Wi-Fi, 3G, 4G, 5G. So 5G, they are saying that it can harm the bird because it is of high frequency. Again, why it is of high frequency? Because it is carrying more data. It has more bit rate, means more number of bits are being sent per second. Because of which I think 5G has able to achieve a more than speed of Gbps in terms of Gbps, not Mbps. So those signals are harming, not the signal processing is harming them. So those are actually electromagnetic signals. Even uh, like microwave oven is there. There it is prohibited to put your hand while it is working, although it is closed, but you cannot take your hand in front of a microwave source because your hand will burn. One of again, this is same concept which we use in the microwave oven. So again, microwave is also a electromagnetic wave. So that wave is harming them, not the signal processing is harming them or the artificial intelligence is harming them. Means your question falls in communication domain, not the signal processing domain.
By deviating a little from the topic, one of our participants wants to know how was your transition from a student life at IIT Kanpur to ATC Labs?
See, when I joined IIT Kanpur, I had already had experience of NIT Durgapur, but the academics is very tough in IIT Kanpur. In fact, if you go on to find they have the toughest academics on whole of the India with their event grading system and all. So I was mainly focused on learning the new things and also to uh, check myself to get to know more about myself into doing the research, whether I like it or I don't like it, or what is my research temper. So after completing the coursework, we had to do MTech thesis, master's thesis in the second year. So there, actually, my MTech thesis was based on sensors for materials. There is a artificial material known as metamaterial. So I had to use that structure to make a electronic RF sensor, which is being loaded upon the microstrip line. Again, this is a whole of a ECE terms. So microstrip line and all these ECE people will think can understand more properly if they have read the microwave engineering till now. So for detection purposes of the dielectric constant, like now what is dielectric constant? Uh, when you keep an object into electric field, so how it responds to an electric field is given by its dielectric properties. So a particular mathematical term is there, dielectric constant, which characterizes it. That's it. Like in Coulomb's law, there is epsilon, 1/4 epsilon, which is epsilon naught into epsilon r. Epsilon naught is the dielectric constant of the vacuum. So that sensing that particular thing, epsilon of a particular any kind of object, any material, those sensor I had made, and I got very involved in that. I just love the fact that I'm developing a sensor and those things I'm able to sense it by the change in the frequency, resonance frequency. So and those I had fabricated, also got it fabricated from a fabrication lab in IIT Kanpur and tested it on the VNA vector network analyzer. So those things actually made me more motivated to get into the research domain. Now these research are for academic purpose. Based on my MTech thesis, I had published 3 papers in international journals, IEEE and Ville. Now I wanted to work in a domain, in the research domain inside the edges of ECE so that my research goes on to the consumers. So hence I joined this one because here whatever I am doing is will be practically applied in enhancing the user experience. I'm again and again saying user experience because in the end user experience only matters, that how the end user is perceiving the things after hearing the audio, if he is feeling great about perceptually, he is feeling great or not. So those things matters a lot. Like many of you are using ANC automatic noise cancellation. So again, that is also an application of signal processing, and also it is getting enhanced by involvement of deep learning, artificial intelligence. So these things motivated me so that I wanted to do industrial research after doing the academic research at IIT Kanpur. So hence I had joined the ATC labs and doing this.
Participants, if you have any more questions, you can ask Bhaiya directly or ping me also. Bhaiya, we have one more question which says, does ATC lab provide internship opportunities to undergraduate students?
They provide internship, but there is not paid one. They do provide
They provide unpaid internship, you mean?
unpaid internships. They provide, yes.
I think we don't have any more questions. This was indeed a great learning session, Bhaiya. You have given us the basics to understand this complex topic to all branches of engineering. Thank you so much. I would like to thank you on behalf of Saisal for accepting our invitation and also for your time and sharing your knowledge with us. We have certainly learned from your experiences and knowledge. And I wish you all the very best for your future endeavor. Please accept this token of love from us. Just a minute. I thank all participants for making this event a success. Thank you so much, Bhaiya. And this student alumni interaction meet has reached its flag end for today. See you all in the next meet.